Yo, what up? This is Trust the Profits, podcast number 36. It is Friday, March 12th, which should be an easy date for me to remember because it's my birthday tomorrow. Turning 21, so I'll be able to drink legally for the first time ever. That was like 20-something years ago, but believe it if you want. Special guest in tonight, David Cohen. Welcome, man. How you doing?
Doing good, and happy early birthday.
Thank you, sir. David's been on a couple times in the past. This is a special occasion for David, though. He's got a huge race tomorrow, the Rebel Stakes. We'll get into that in a minute. We're going to knock out first podcast number 36, and David knows the drill. He's been through this before. We talk about past athletes that wore the jersey number. I think I'm going to remember back. I know you were on the Jordan. I think you were on the Jordan episode.
We're on the Jordan. The Emmitt Smith, the 22.
Yeah,
I think that's
Smith,
what I was on
yes.
as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
Emmitt, yeah, that's right. So for 36, we're going to keep it short and sweet because it is thin. It is thin. And coming off of the early, like the 32, 33, there was a million of them. With this list, it's going to keep it pretty short. The first one to come to my mind, David, you got any that come to mind for you?
Oh, man.
It's not most of the 30s are pretty common. There's one that stands out for me big time.
The Detroit Pistons.
That's
Wallace.
One. Yes, Rasheed Wallace, baby. That's my second on my list. Number one that sticks out big time is Jerome Bettis early on for the Rams and Steelers. After that, dude, and I had to Google. I tried to cheat because I couldn't think of anything else. And I mean, we're talking like Gaylord Perry, who played in like the '60s. Great pitcher, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I wasn't even thought of yet. But so now that that's out of the way, David, you've been running primarily at Oaklawn Park this year, or so far this spring, whatever you want to call this season. Congrats on the win. I saw you had a win today. What's going on? What's new with you?
No, like you said, it was a little different season at Oaklawn this year, obviously with the snow out and the 2-week cancellations.
Yeah.
Couple major races were pushed back multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And, that kind of changes everything up. We were getting heated up with entries and horses running well. And anytime you're pointed for a certain race and you have to backpedal and readjust, so sometimes it works out in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. So it definitely was a little bit of a cork in the screw for this type of meet that we're normally used to just rocking it out.
Yeah, there was this is Arkansas we're talking about. I live in the south somewhat. Arkansas is further south yet. Frickin' ice storms out there. I mean, no, it was, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that's a common situation at all. They're getting snowed out down there, but yeah, it shifted gears on the Derby preps completely. I know it changed several people's plans, but I think it ended up working out good. We still got a really strong Rebel Stakes. We'll get into the field in depth in a minute here, but your success in 2021 so far, how do you feel about your performance in 2021 so far versus 2020? I know it's early in the year, and obviously a lot of it's going to hinge on your next few weeks here because you got a hot one that you could potentially take yourself to new levels with. But how do you feel you've been doing in 2021 so far?
Well, I think we've had a very good start to 2021. It's just one of those things that hopefully your good horses perform the way that you expect them to. This year I have quite a few of them, knock on wood. So hopefully, again, they just stay safe. I think this weekend will tell me a lot, pretty much how the rest of the year will go.
I agree. I know exactly what you mean. This is a big day for you tomorrow, and that's we're not going to keep you too long, knowing how big of a day you have tomorrow. The obvious priority looks to me as if it's got to be in the Rebel Stakes. You got a hot one with Keepmeinmind. I believe third choice odds wise, morning line behind Caddo River Concert Tour, which are on our top. We keep a top 25 list going from Breeders' Cup of last year on, and Keepmeinmind's been on the radar, top 10 ever since we talked in November. Been on the top 10 list of both of ours, and we're excited to see Keepmeinmind for the first time in 2021. I guess give us a little bit of how you see this race unfolding, because you do have, and by the way, besides Keep Me in Mind, there's the two I mentioned. Cottle River is a 9-5 morning line, Concert Tour 2-1. Those two are also in our top 10. So this is to this point the biggest head-to-head matchup between top 10 contenders we've seen. So how do you see this race unfolding with eight starters?
Well, like you said, outside of the Southwest, I think tomorrow the Rebel will definitely shake up the leaderboard and give everyone a much better idea of who the true Derby candidates are going to be. I don't think we're going to see the same type of pace that we had to deal with in the Jockey Club last time Keepmeinmind ran. It was a very mediocre pace, and definitely do not see that happening. I was happy to see come up on the race that there's not just one or two speed horses. That does look like there'll be several going out there, and they don't have to bang it up. And my horse is very versatile. Even if you look at he looks like he's a deep closer, but if you look at his first performance, I was a couple lengths off of it first time out, going 22:45 and change. So he has it there for you. Just as he's progressed, he's came out of the gate more relaxed and saves it for the end. So my horse is very versatile.
So who do you see going to the front and being that speed? Because there's a couple candidates I think that come to mind here.
Well, I mean, obviously, other than Cattle River, you do have the Baffer horse, Constant Tour, stretching out first time. Who knows how he'll deal with the two turns. I think you can also see, who else did I think that could go there? The Peter Miller horse could definitely show some early speed. And even the other Baffer horse, who knows what type of game plan he has with two of them. But I can see at least those 3 to 4 showing some early lick, and my horse getting a pretty much nice setup off the pace.
Yeah, good. That's so you looking to hang, maybe fall in third, fourth off the get and kind of stalk, or were you gonna hang back? I mean, I'm not trying to expose too much strategy, and I know you can't either, but I'm curious. This looks like an interesting race.
Yeah, for my horse, I don't think it matters where I'm at. I'll probably be last going into the first turn down the backside. I would think I'm probably going to get the same exact trip I got in the Jockey Club, just hopefully with a little bit faster pace in front of me. Do like to maximize my options with a horse of his running style, and by just letting him fall back and do his thing. But if he breaks out of the gate and puts me closer, then you don't take anything away from the horse that comes easy. He's one of these horses that if you were to watch him train in the morning, you'd think he's a speed sprinter. He's a very big, fast horse, works 58s without even trying to do it, and you're resisting him to keep him from going any quicker. So it's one of these days he's probably gonna come out of that gate probably with a little more running early stages in his mind. Hopefully it's not tomorrow, because I don't think that's the best ideal trip for him. But I think that's why he shows up. No, but I think that's why he shows up the way he does, is because he has that in him. He just doesn't waste that energy until it's really time to go, and that's why he's able to finish up with the full stride the way he does.
That's interesting. This is like we talked about. You got three or maybe 4 of the top. I know Get Her Number was on the radar big time earlier in the year, and now that horse is out here. That's Baffert's other horse, right? So
Get Her Number, that's the Peter Miller horse.
I'm sorry, the Urton horse. That horse is all of a sudden it's kind of the flavor of the week pick for a lot of people to pull this upset if anybody can. I think the 3 of you guys, Keep Me in Mind, Cottle River, and Concert Tour are the 3 obvious favorites, but I think that horse is getting some run as a possible outsider as well. But how do you feel on the eve of a race like that, knowing the implications? I mean, you've got, like I said, 3 of the top 10 contenders. Are you charged up? I mean, for me, I wouldn't even be able to sleep, I don't think. How do you handle that mentally? Are you overly thinking about things and trying to strategize in your head, or are you the type of person who can relax and put it out?
Now I'll probably sleep like a baby tonight. I've been blessed to be an athlete my entire life and have these type of opportunities prior. It's not the first merry-go-round, so to speak. And you just ride the race like
this is the biggest merry-go-round, though, dude. Come on. I want to believe you, but I don't know.
Maybe one of the biggest ponies that I'm sitting on the merry-go-round. But yeah, no, without a doubt, without limiting it, you'd be a fool if you don't look at it differently. But for myself, it's a horse that I have the utmost confidence in him. I wouldn't train him with any other horse on the Derby Trail right now. The 2 weeks that we missed due to the cancellations, he's came out of that missed training very well. We've had a couple good works into him, and again, fully excited. And I think it's more excitement than being stressed out about something. And that was kind of the same thing his last race when he broke his maiden in the Jockey Club. Looked like the horse to be on. He looked like the one to beat. And we had to come over more variables than I think we'll have to come over tomorrow. I think my horse is the class of the field, and hopefully he proves it tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. We're rooting for you. So do you think, by the way, is there any weather in the area because of all the craziness that's been going on down there? I know that earlier in the week they were talking crazy weather coming through, but I don't think that's happened. Is that still in the forecast for weather tomorrow?
Well, it's actually got pushed back. That's one thing with Hot Springs. There could be no sign for any rain or bad weather, and it just comes, or vice versa. But we did get some rain after the races today. Supposedly, it's supposed to pour tonight as well. And for my horse, that'd probably help him. I don't think it hurt him. First time he ever ran was on an off track at Churchill. Obviously, I think for ideal, you don't want any excuses for a horse. You want it to be a nice track. You just don't want it to be a conveyor belt that on these big days it seems to happen.
Yeah, understand. So tomorrow, let's say a half hour before we're starting the race, what's the what's the look, David Cohen? How are you sitting there a half hour before the race? It's time to get geared up mentally, physically, everything else. Are you around your wife, friends, family, trainer, strategizing, or are you the type of person that needs to be focused alone and really get into thought process in singular mode? How's that work for you?
Well, by the time he runs, I'd already ridden 5-6 other horses that on the card. So hopefully it's a nice successful day. And like anything, part about being a jockey is that you got to know how to turn the page and move on to the next horse and just kind of be in that rhythm. And for me, the studying of the race has already been done. The hard work has been done. Now it's just time to go out there and put everything to fruition, so to speak.
No doubt, man. I know you've been having a lot of success over the last couple of years and putting in the work. We've talked about that before, and I genuinely hope this becomes the horse that pushes your career to the next level, man. I think it can be. I know, a group of our followers with Trust the Prophets, our group of friends and followers on social media, we're all rooting for you, dude. It's good to see. It's good to see you with such a high profile horse, and tomorrow's the big day, man. I mean, this could propel it all for you. What we talked about back in November was get that big. You had the Travers Stakes win. We want to see a Triple Crown or Breeders' Cup win for you real soon. I know you're capable. So, is this the horse that's going to do it, man?
I think where I'm at in my career, if any horse is going to do it, this is going to be the one. And hopefully later down the road we get more opportunities. But I really think that the further the distance this horse runs at, the more to his liking. So he is a true mile and a quarter, mile and 3/16 type of horse. And we're just looking forward for him to run well tomorrow. He doesn't have to win. Obviously, it'd be nice. But we just want him to show up and run, to those caliber of horses that we know he is. And, God willing, everything will work out.
Yeah, that's it. In a caliber race like this with, 3 or 4 world-class horses that are also on his level, it's like you said, you don't have to win. You just have to be competitive and feel good about the way things went and the health and everything, like you mentioned, that's important. So to get past tomorrow, hopefully everything goes great. We're all rooting for you. What's next after this race, after tomorrow? What's I guess for 2021, the foreseeable future for you? What's next?
I just hope to finish up the meet safe. Keep everything nice and healthy, keep family healthy, and everything else will fall into place as long as you got the right support from, the right owners, the right trainers. And after this meet, we'll head over to Kentucky, spend some time at Churchill. And once Saratoga opens, we'll do Saratoga in the summer and come back to Kentucky for the fall and find ourselves, again, God willing, back in this place next year.
Yeah. I really hope these next few weeks go well, man. Like we talked about, I think this is your chance to get to the next level. We're all rooting for it, dude. I can't wait for tomorrow to see how it shakes down and the rest of the Derby path. It's been a fun year, man. There's, at this point last year, I think there was probably two or three that you were considering as Derby winners, and it kind of came to fruition as all of us know nothing handicappers like to predict. But this year it seems way more wide open. Like there's about 10. There's still about 10 horses that I think nobody can decide on, including the 3 that we mentioned over and over again in this interview. So seems wide open. So why not David Cohen on Keep Me in Mind this year, right?
Amen to that.
So anything you want to, any props you want to give out, anything you want to advertise or talk about?
No, I mean, obviously when it comes to Keep Me in Mind, it's I'm a very small piece of the puzzle. Everyone knows that. And just blessed to have a good team behind him. We got a very good groom, the whole Diodoro racing team, the exercise rider, everyone. It's been a big team effort. Multiple assistant trainers have been a part of this horse's upbringing and career, and they spent a lot of good time at Windstar, and they did an amazing job with them after the Jockey Club and prior to him coming to Oaklawn. So those guys are what makes my job easy.
Well, it's got to be easy for you. You got to be able to show up and focus on the job at hand. And again, we wish you the best of luck tomorrow, dude. We'll be watching, and you win that thing tomorrow. We're going to be talking soon again, I hope. So we'll close it out, David. We really appreciate you coming on the eve of a big day tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. You got anything else to say?
No, always thank you for the interest, and look forward to speaking to you sooner than later.
All right, brother. Good luck, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Good night, and happy birthday tomorrow.
Thank you, man. Take care.